What's up, everybody? Old School Sports here with you, Robert Littal and Rick Strom. Fox Sports 1, Colin Cowherd, Rob Parker, discussing how the NBA has become soft. Here's what I saw yesterday, Rob Parker talking about, this, that, back in my day. So here is exactly what they said about the current NBA landscape. Rob Parker, Colin Cowherd, Fox Sports 1. Take a look.
Let's take a look.
When Charles Barkley played in the NBA, you had tough guys who would have not taken that. These guys, it's not the same league. It's just not.
It's a skinny jeans league, and Draymond and Rondo are two of the guys that wear Levi's. They're not skinny jeans guys.
Absolutely, and the league has changed. And I'm not saying that you want people to sucker punch people or do something, but there's a lot. It's a physical game. You just don't have enough of that in the league anymore.
So here was the part that I understood, or what I don't think I understand. I knew what he was going for with the analogy. I'm being picky here.
Right.
You know, like it's a skinny jeans league. However, Rondo and Draymond wear Levi's. You know what Levi's makes?
What?
Skinny jeans.
Yeah, well, everybody makes skinny jeans.
Everybody makes skinny jeans. Yeah.
That was Rob Parker doesn't say the smartest things at times. He really doesn't. Like your jeans.
Well, the RG3 thing will always ring true whenever you bring up his name.
Yeah, well, he also got him fired. So
yeah.
I don't want. If the thing that rings true for me is the one that got me fired, I would probably want to take it back.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know, I don't. The clothing. If you look at the clothing from the 80s, 90s, you know, it's just different. Remember that Charles Barkley outfit where he had the silk shorts and the wife? It was bad.
Fashion changes.
Yeah, fashion changes.
But David Stern also had a big impact on that as well in the NBA.
This is true. I don't know if they're any less or more tough. I think as years go by, people become less tough because we don't have it as tough. So I think that's a societal thing, not necessarily a basketball thing. Like, as a black man, I still have it tough, but I don't have it as tough as 1960. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, I still got to be a little tough. I still got to be able to, you know, keep an eye out on things, right? But it's not like, you know, if I walk outside, I have to worry about, you know, a tree or anything. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
So I think basketball is the same way. I think as things progress,
right,
and the rules change, and they want less of that in the sport. You're not going to see the fights like Dr. J and Larry Bird anymore, because people will be suspended for like 10 games.
And that's where I think they're wrong.
Yes,
is that they're playing to one side of the argument when they're completely leaving out the other. And here's what I think of on why the NBA, from the old timers' perspective. No disrespect, but the old timers' perspective is soft, is because the NBA doesn't want something like this to happen again.
Right.
So,
and it's getting close.
However, we have it in video form as well. We don't even have to paint the picture through pictures. Here is what the NBA does not ever want to happen ever again.
And Wallace did, I'm not sure. Scores table and is trying to get down to the bench. Oh, this is awful. This is very, very dangerous. And for some reason, they hold Austin Crozier out. They won't let him get under the tunnel because they're afraid for his safety. They're pouring liquid over.
So what I see here is that it goes hand in hand with the narrative today from the old timers' perspective that the NBA is soft. Because, in my opinion, tell me if you disagree, they don't want this to happen again. Right. Thus, that anytime someone even says the wrong thing to an opponent, it becomes a technical foul.
Or flagrant.
Or a flagrant, what have you. So they don't want the suspensions, as you can see right here, that were previously. The aftermath, 3 Pacers suspended, 1 hurt, and then Ben Wallace being suspended, and Chauncey Billups being suspended, and Steven Jackson being suspended, and Jermaine O'Neal and Ron Artest. Like, it's become soft because of the rules that are in place now, correct?
I agree. But I also think we're getting close to another one of those incidents. You know why? Because the rules are the way they are. It's emboldened fans. You seen Russell Westbrook get real close. You saw last night, James Harden and Nene get real close. The basketball fans are different than I think baseball or soccer or NFL, because the buffer between them and the players are it's right there. Like it's difficult to get on.
I disagree with you just from the standpoint of some soccer stadiums. The fans are really right there.
But there's a whole
really right on the field.
There's a whole sideline though. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to jump over, get through the sideline. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying at some of these stadiums, you can watch the Premier League, you can watch in Italy, you can watch in Spain. The fans are right there, unless there is a barrier and a fence, like at Bayern Munich, behind the goal.
I like that.
Aside from that. The fans are literally right there. Like there is these. You remember in high school gyms where like the 3-point line would like go into the sideline.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's sort of how I am trying to paint the picture for you for some soccer stadium.
But I am concerned that at some point that a fan is going to cross the line and an emotional player in an emotional time. You know how you are when you're emotional. You don't think. That's the whole point of being emotional. You don't think. People say, well, why'd you do that? I was emotional. Well, you wasn't thinking. Well, that's what happens when you're emotional. You don't think. And I think one of these players is going to say something about the kids or the wife or Tristan Thompson's entourage, and they're just going to go off. And it's hard for me to feel bad. Like, I never felt.
Would you say that if Tristan Thompson was at the free throw line and you were at the Clippers-Cavs game?
I think that's, like, see, I think we need to do a whole segment on trash talking rules. Right? Because I think some fans go too far. I think the entourage is okay. You don't talk about the baby, okay? You don't want to talk about the family. But the entourage, I think, is fair game. So if you just said, you start chanting, one of the side chicks' name. They were chanting Chloe the other night. I think that's okay.
Right.
I think the problem
in Toronto they were chanting. Yeah.
I think the problem is like I've never felt like one of the reasons I don't curse, right? Especially online or social media, right? Because I wouldn't go up to somebody's face and call them a B or a P or you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So fans, we know that if they saw these guys on the street, they wouldn't be what they're saying in the stands. They would not say to them face to face. And I think.
But you think this could happen like in the next year or so?
Absolutely, it's getting close. I mean, if you Russell Westbrook was that close. Luckily, he had some buffer people. They do have a good
3 members of security right there in Utah.
Yeah, but I've been to basketball arenas and it's vicious. With some of these, I was at actually this wasn't even a basket. This wasn't even NBA. This was college. This was during the March Madness. And it was Michigan and I forget.
This is in LA.
Yeah, this is in LA.
And
they were talking and it was a couple of guys and they were right behind me where I was sitting in the media section and they were crossing the line. They were crossing the line where people were like turning back and even their
to keep it PG-13. What were they saying?
They were saying, let's say, they were going to do things to the players' girlfriends without their permission. They were talking about, go back to certain countries.
So they were talking about Mo Wagner, I assume.
They would, and some others. Let's put it like that. And it can get pretty bad. I wouldn't be surprised if something happened very soon.